Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri, and this is actual real shit, like legit. Like everything else, people's like, you know, the meme like I sleep and then real shit, like the guy wakes up. This is real shit. Okay, so this is something I'd heard about maybe a couple weeks ago from San, just talking to him and chat and stuff, and he was saying that on PC Onigiri, in the shopping plaza, they had removed the ability to purchase buttons, Bandaids, boosts, and premium boosts. You can't buy them. Like, they're not on the PlayStation or the PC shopping plaza store. So this is something that's on PC US right now. I'm unsure if it's on JP, but for right now, it is confirmably, I've seen some screenshots, it's confirmably so on PC Onigiri that they've removed the ability to buy Band-Aids, buttons, A and B, Band-Aids, A and B, drop boosts, 100, drop boost, experience boost, and Ryu boost, 100% and 200%. They've all been removed. And you can't buy the premium platinum boosts either. Now, King, that's a fair point. If you're someone like me who has 99 of every boost on them in their storage or on their person in some way, shape, or form, it's not that alarming to me. It's not that crazy. But that's me. I'm a 5-year veteran of the game. I'm like Scrooge McDuck over here with boosts. Like, they just, you know, I have a bunch. I'm not really concerned about myself in this situation. I'm concerned for everyone else who's an intermediate player just starting, you know, etc., etc. Like, if the only way to get drop boosts and shit, like, now boosts are gonna be more valuable. Like, way more valuable. Like, right? If drop boosts can only come, like, they don't give us fevers anymore, guys. Like, we don't get fevers, okay? The last fever we got was, I don't even know when it was. We used to get a fever ever update. We don't get fever anymore. So that was steady, and we kind of got used to that, but it's still dumb. Now, we'll get into the why. We have some theory crafting on that rhyme. Don't worry about that. But the main thing is, you can't buy them and stuff. It's actually the opposite of that. I think I know their long-term plan. But so yeah, so they're removing the ability to buy boosts, Band-Aids, buttons, premium boosts. Okay, so let's touch on how this all plays together. So a long time ago, someone asked me, I just started the game, what's the fastest way to level up? And I said, oh, or if they want to get resonance, anything like that. If you just, maybe we got fever during Camacho, you might be right about that. I think we got fever, well, did we have fever for the big monsters? Yeah, probably. But yeah, hey Sam. So I'm gonna go to the shopping plaza real quick just to give you guys a visual of what I'm talking about. I do plan on just running the dungeon while I talk, but I would like to get a visual on the screen for a bit. Okay, so we're gonna go through these things. So the quickest way to get resonance in the entire game is to get an alt, log in for a certain amount of days, especially during a login calendar, anything like that gives you extra bits of OC. This is the process. You want to level up as quickly as possible, or at least get resonance. You get a character. They're level 1. You get them to, like, the ability to do wardings by doing Kashinden and some other junk. Okay. Now, you log in as them. You log in the next day. You log in the next day. Okay. Guess who now has, like, 29 OC? Once you have 29 OC, you can buy a 200% drop boost. Let's pop open this menu real quick here. Shopping Plaza. Okay, so is it helping hand? Items to soothe your pains. Apparently swimsuits soothe my pains. Premium boost, that's what that got removed as well. I'll touch on that in a second. Dungeons give, is it power-ups? Yeah. Okay, so you log in for 2 days or 3 days, whatever it is. You're now able to afford a drop boost 200%. So 29 OC, you buy one with free login OC. Okay, you now have a drop boost 200. You use the 200% drop boost, you use the character's energy, you buy, well yeah, we have the premium gold, whatever. We haven't bought in a long time. But anyway, just continue with this. You buy the drop boost, you run the experience dungeon, you do your energy's worth, you level up, get more energy, you log out the character. And you do this on all your characters at the same time. Legit. Okay? So you just log in them all, get them OC, you run their experience dungeon, okay, drop boost, you log out right away. Because boosts in this game are very nice. They only tick if you are logged in. Unlike things like just login. Like login runs whether you use it or not, but a boost is tied to your active playtime. Because that's true, you can log out of a character. So this 1 hour boost, if experience dungeon takes like a minute or two to complete with like a level 10 character, level 2 character, whatever, like you're getting like 30 runs of experience boosts on every character. And even before that's done, you've level 100'd that character and you have resonance. Let's just say. So that's a very basic strat to just get, like, you're a new player of the game, you've played your main alt, you want to get resonance, you want to get Shenlong resurrection potions, you do that. Easy peasy. It takes a week, bam, all your characters are done, very minimal effort, and it's done. Okay, so if boosts get removed, that's eliminated, okay? So that means players have to, if they want to do, like, it would, since a 200% boost is about 3 times drop rate, that means it would take 3 times the amount of time to get someone to level 100, theoretically. It's following that method and you're not experience leveling them or anything like that. You just want to get resonance really quick. Like, if boosts are no longer purchasable and you're not playing during an event, that method is axed. Even if you're a new player and you come across this video, this strategy works for you too. If you're new, you want to just jump the levels, that's what you do. Easy as that. Okay, so then subtract Ryu boost, subtract drop boost, subtract experience boosts. All these boosts are gone. So if all the boosts are gone and the only way to obtain them is from events, namely like the event we have right now, in this event you can get 5 or maybe 10 400% EXP boosts. 10 hours of EXP, even if it's at a 400% level, which is nice. And if you get boosts every day for doing the challenges every day, because you can run one of the dungeons right now like 10 times and you will get experience boost and a Ryu boost, I believe, if you did both of them, even on normal. I think it's Sea of Shadows, 10 times you will get a 400% experience boost, and then Sea of Shadows you get the 400% money boost. Okay, so now Kintaro is bringing up the point that everyone in the chat really has, like, why would they remove the option for us to buy things? Because they're a company, they want to make money, right? Like, that makes sense. But they're playing the long game here. So just like I said a minute ago, like, if we remove the ways to efficiently just level up to 100 really, really quick with the experience dungeon, like the most painless way possible, doesn't cost you a cent, every character's level 100, you're just using the game mechanics and you're going in. You know, you're doing it. Okay, so now we restrict boosts only to events. So unless they're giving you, like, and besides the ones you get from login calendar, you know, 30 days in the login calendar, you're going to get like 1 of every 300% in the course of a month. But that's not very much. That's 1 of each boost. Like, you would, if you played for a year straight, you would have 12 boosts if you didn't roll or nothing, plus or minus events, right? So it's very, very limiting. And at the same time, if you're just someone who logs in diligently, you're racking up daily OC, daily OC, daily OC. You can use that for resource. You can use that for you're farming Lucifer, you're farming Mephi, you're farming something where you need drops. Well, you can just use OC and buy a drop boost. You can buy 3 drop boosts for like 60 OC, whatever. Cool. You logged in every day during the week. You're ready for the weekend to farm with your buds. Bam, you have the OC for it. You know, like, there's that though. And you're getting there, Rhyme. You're getting there. We're almost at the tip of the iceberg here, buddy. You're getting there. You're seeing the long-term game. So if they make these boosts unavailable, right? They make them very, very, very limited. 2 things are going to come of this. 1, people are going to have more playtime. People are going to have way, way, way more playtime, because that means they have to do the event every day. Because right now, right, like, we're in a state where we can buy everything. We're in a limbo before PCs changes, come to us on PS4, come to us on Xbox, come to us on Switch, come to us on Steam. I'm not sure if the Steam version has it or not. Not really sure on that. I would need someone who plays on Steam or Switch to really confirm it, but for what I know right now, it's, we're still safe on the console side of things. So, if they restrict all this stuff, like, there's a formula to this. Okay, so, in the beginning of the game, we all ran experience the real way, we farmed dungeons, we beat bosses, we played the game, body parties, etc. We used experience boosts, we bought them if we need to, and that was it. Like when I used to do it all the time, I would buy like 3 boosts a weekend or something. That's like $5. Like, who cares, right? But when you remove everything, and let's say the only ways to get boosts are either A, by rolling the Neon Koropon, or B, from playing limited time events, and there's no fevers to be found, well, goddamn. What if we release another fever for like 100%? Well, that's nice and all, but it doesn't mean a damn thing. Well, when it's fever, you want to get your maximum boost. You want that 500%, that 400%, that 300%. You want that real easy access. You want to make the best of it. Because 100% is nice, but it's not amazing. Right? So they're holding back on fever, holding back on it, holding back on it. So they make it so you can't get boosts anymore, but you want to go farm those Ronins, you want to go farm those Mags, you want to go do what you got to do. So then they release a fever. There's no way to get boosts except if you roll the Neon Koropon or if there was an event you stocked up on. Okay, so scenario A, a person has no boost, but they want to take advantage of the weekend. They put in $50, they roll, they come out of it with like 12 of each boost and maybe a Vanguard if they're lucky. And it's like, okay, cool, $50 for the weekend, woo! And it's like, okay, and that lasts them a weekend. And then what if there's 2 fevers a month? Or what if something else happens? A new event, a new thing. Exactly. And you're going to feel that pressure of, oh shit, I didn't stock up during that last event. Well, I'm going to play during this event and make sure I'm stocked up. Make sure this is the only game that gets playtime. Make sure that, you're grinding out the event. Because I know a lot of us, not everyone, there are some diligent people, but a lot of us, we come in, we do our 3 Gembus, our normals, we get out. We go live our life. But other people, they'll do the 10 every day. They'll get the energy restore. They'll get the gacha ticket. They'll get the... What is it? The boost, whatever. Like, they'll get them. But not everyone. Some of us are just 3 runs, get me out of here. I'll get my achievements done by the time they're done. And it's not that big a deal. But you're saying, what are you saying, San? You get, we only get 300% boost times 1? Oh, you mean when you roll? It's only, yeah, it's same as us. We don't get 3 of them, I don't believe. I don't believe that. I don't think so. I think we only get 1 per roll. But it used to be more, yep, you're absolutely right. 400% in Raiko's Neon? That's cool. Okay, so all this, leading and leading and leading. Okay, so everyone uses the experience dungeon. They all hit level 130. Okay, the game makes it so that you cannot use it beyond that point. Okay, so people are at that point. So they use drop boost to run that. They use their resources. Okay, cool. So then, experience dungeon is no more. People have to actually run the dungeons. They gotta go run Arcane. What is it? Arcane Suzaku, Arcane Byakko, and Dew Creek. Those are your 3 best ways to get experience in the game currently. Nothing better. They all take experience boosts. Okay, you've got to use them. Every hour's 1. In order to reach every level beyond 130 to 135 is 100 hours per level on boost, approximately. So that means it's 100 friggin' boosts per level. Assume that's on a 200% assumption. So maybe it's 5400s. Who the fuck has 5400s? But you get my meaning here. Like, they're trying to sell the journey from 130 to 135 because there's no better way to do it. We've done the math. We know the numbers. Limiteds normally do that, but on PS4 they never remove them. But I always encourage you to use the limited version of a restore or a boost or whatever before you use the actual real ones. Just a bit of a pro tip there. Because I've had limited stuff just stay there forever, and sometimes it gets taken away. Just always safe to use it first. Okay, so in this scenario, these boosts aren't purchasable anymore. And the premium platinum boost, for those who know what that is, they give you an extra revive. You can use like more items in a dungeon, like more food. I think if you have max residence, it's like 25 food or 30. I'm not really sure. I haven't had one in a while. But they also give you a flat 20% experience boost. Oh yeah, the game's floating along. It's a great game, still getting updated. But weird things are on the horizon here, Smith. So, okay. So premium platinum boost, let's say they're gone. Like if you know that you're going to be like, okay, I'm on vacation from work. I'm on summer vacation from school. I want to hit that next level, goddammit. I have 2 months. I'm going to buy the premium platinum boost for 2 months. And then I'm going to use the extra 20% every day because that adds up. It's free. Like it's $20 compared to the price of boost. You might as well do it. Like if you put it on a graph and it's like, it's constant. It's not just boost, boost, boost. Like you profit off of using a premium platinum boost, subscription, membership, whatever. So they're not purchasable anymore. So that means there's a straight 20% decline when it comes to physically leveling up. So now it's going to take 20% longer beyond using boosts. So they're removing that, removing the ability to buy boosts and stuff, and only the people that roll the Nyankoro Pond are going to have boosts, and they can't control that. And every ticket, every ball you get, if you do a roll of 1600 OC, breaks down to about $4 a roll. You get 5 balls for 16, but that's about it, right? So instead of just buying a boost for like, instead of just buying a boost, a 200% for like 29 OC or something like that, you're gonna be forced to roll like $4 and not even get it. Like they're gonna come as you go for something else. So then boosts are going to become this premium item. And you only really, I mean, you get a lot of them with summer tickets and stuff. Don't worry about that, because blues for days. But it's going to start adding up. It's going to creep up, creep. So basically, with eliminating the experience dungeon and limiting these boost options, leveling up is going to be a hell of a lot harder, beyond just being motivated to do it. You know what I mean? It's going to be way, way, way harder. Those horses are lagging me. I gotta leave them. Oh, it's already better. Okay, so that's just one aspect of this. That's the experience side of this. Ryu boosts as well. I mean, Ryu boosts, no one really cares, but when you need to farm Ryu, they're there. However, there's this other thing that exists that is really ineffective that gets you money, and it's called gold money. I don't even know what it's called. Gold hunt in the weekend. You get like 20 mil Ryu a run or something. I don't know. I really don't know. But there is a money, a Ryu farming dungeon that costs energy. And most people don't know that you could just go run wolves and get mill chests every run, or run the event and get a mill chest every run, or anything like that. But a lot of like new players or just intermediate players who don't really pay the game that much mind will run that on the weekend, and they will use energy. One thing on PS4 that has never been reduced is the energy restore cost. And I've said this many times in the past. I said, Oro, are you going to roll this update? And I'll be like, oh, there's some new event out like Eldritch or something. Like, I'll be like, no, I can't afford to. If I'm going to be restoring, well, that's $3 a restore. Like that's what it adds up to, 30 OC a restore, beyond free OC and all that stuff. So when Yogg came out, when Eldritch Reward Up came out, I told my friends, like, you might as well just during the month we had this, I'm like, we're probably gonna have to put in like $50 a week just on restores. And we did. And we made our Tempest, we made all that stuff, we made our weapons, like we got the job done. We seized the opportunity as it was before us. Energy restores are going to be a huge source of income for them, because it's something that the player can do whenever they want. It's putting money in the arcade machine. Energy restores, OC. You know, if you and the boys want to go farm this dungeon on the weekend, and you don't got a lot of restores, you don't got a lot of OC, because they only come from events, or like once a month from login, well, guess who's gonna pony up 20 bucks to play with his friends on the weekend? You. Oh, you don't have any boosts. Well, maybe you'll put in another 20 bucks and roll. Maybe you can get a couple boosts for a couple hours on a Friday night. Who cares? Right? And they want to get you into that mentality. Or at least that's what I'm presuming. And this is just one big part of the puzzle. And then there's drop boosts as well. Like anything you're going to farm for, be it Ronins, Mags, Earth and Marbles, anything at all. Like anything at all you want to get in this game that's not reward based. People are popping boosts like they're just like, yeah, I'm going to run. It's like a free, it's like a ticket of admission. I'm going to go farm a Neo Teru with no boost. Are you all right in the head there, bud? Like you got to be popping something. 200, 100, whatever. Like, and the 50% you get every week for doing some dungeons or whatever ain't worth it. Okay, so there's that aspect to it. Next aspect. This is probably even bigger. Like that what I'm just talking about there is a really, really, really appealing to the crowd that's 130 to 135. Because if they want to hit 135, it is 100 million experience. 100 billion experience? Something like that. I don't know what it is. It's a lot of experience. But basically it's like 100 hours. Or maybe it's 200 hours? 200 hours. If it's 200%, it's like 200 hours a level or some shit like that. It's either 200 or 100, something like that. It's less with a 400%. But I think if you just said 200%, it's about 200-hour journey. That's what we're getting to now, Triple. That's the bigger thing. So leveling up, that's gonna be like, it's gonna lead to people like running events more, playtime more active players, more players on all the time. Because they need to farm the materials. Because there's no way to just go to work and farm the materials there by getting paid. Because, you know, we do that. People do that. Gamers do that. Okay, so next thing. If you can't buy buttons, like back in the... Like, there's a rule on Aurogiri. Don't smelt without a button. Don't smelt without a condom. You know, as we say. Because I've never had a weapon of mine broken. I don't want anybody else's weapon broken. So let's say you're in this scenario, right? Onigiri's being a bitch. You're down to 4 buttons. You're trying to smelt your new white brilliance to 100. Okay? You need a button every level from 50 to 100. And button Bs are magical because there's a 50-50 chance that you won't lose it. Basically, either it breaks or it doesn't. Okay, so you're right, Gold. You're absolutely right, because you know what a button is for. So the average, in my estimation, unless you're walking around with 50 godlies in your pocket and transcendence like they're friggin' candy, any weapon that's smelted and worth its salt is going to require artisans. Now they give us artisans like they're jokes. Like, I have to throw these things away. I have no room for them. I am capped on these artisans from all these tickets. But anyway, artisans are like, not that special anymore. Ugh, that's gross, Rhyme. I don't want to hear that. But, ugh. But that's exactly it. Okay? So, the average weapon, in my experience, the average weapon takes about 7 buttons, give or take, to reach level 100. Now, if you're just using button A's, well, every smelt you do, the button leaves you. Every single one. Whether it's a pass or a fail. Even if you use it at level 20 for no godforsaken reason, the button will be consumed. And it should, but don't use it before 50. But you'd rather lose a button than lose a weapon. Okay? So then, if every weapon takes like 7 buttons to make, like, and don't even get me started on like pre-nerfed recipes of like Deitenryu and El Sin and the fucking Abyss. Don't even get me started on the Nadir. Nadir's like 40 buttons. Nadir is like 40 buttons. Ew. And there's an artisan for every one. You haven't even made the weapon yet. Ew. Don't even make that anymore. Like, if this is the future, don't touch Nadir. Don't. Stop. Get some help. Yeah, okay. The fact that you can lose weapons at all is bad mechanic, but it's been years now, so we can't. You know, we're in this world. Okay. So next thing, so no bandit, no buttons. Okay. I need to check how many buttons I have. Apparently it's in my clothing tab, but I need, for my own reference, I need to know how many I have. Because, you know, I have a bunch of lucky boxes. That's the only other way to get fucking buttons, man, is lucky boxes. That's it. If they take buttons out, buttons A, button B, they take them out of the shop, the only way to get them is not from rolling, it's from playing the damn game and farming lucky boxes. Back in the day, like 4 years ago when I was stuck in Echigo, if I wanted to smelt, I would play the game all day until I got a button. Like, that's what I would do, because there was nothing else to do. I would just farm icicle caverns or something and try to get lucky boxes. I would just farm lucky boxes. So if that's the only way to get bandit buttons, and they can fail, like, dear God, buttons go quick. If I have any on me at all, just for reference, I have a lot, okay? I have 59 A's and 15 B's. Now, the B's are all from events. I haven't bought a B in years. Buying B's is honestly, I don't even know how I feel about buying B's because it was double the price. But just being able to buy it is better than not being able to buy it, right? So, like, if you can't buy buttons, you can't make your weapons. So let's say you're running low on buttons, and you know adamantly that you will not smelt without a button. Like, it's an unwritten 10 commandments rule. You break this, you're going to hell. You're going to delete the game. Like, it's literally the kind of shit you're dealing with. So if you just made your big new weapon and you can't smelt it, well then, you're going to put the game down. You're going to be like, oh, I just made my new El Sin and I can't smelt it because I can't get any buttons. And because my El Sin is like level 50, I don't want to play the damn game because I can't achieve my full potential. And this is bullshit. And I don't want to get lucky boxes because I don't have buttons. And I don't have buttons because I don't want to get Bandaids or whatever. I don't want to get lucky boxes. It's like, it's this loop of like, I'm depressed because I'm depressed. Like, it's one of those, I don't want to do it because I don't want to do the thing to get me the thing that I need. And it's not hunger. Like, you're not going to die. You're going to put the game down until, like, another event comes. Like this one. And you're going to go talk to the Portal of Darkness. You're going to go talk to whoever exchange shop it is. It's confirmed on PC. They're not... we're speculating the reasoning, but this is confirmed on PC that you can no longer buy boosts, premium ticket boost things, premium subscriptions, boosts, band-aids, and buttons. So in this scenario, you can go talk to her, and it's like, hey, I want to get your buttons. Does she even sell buttons, or is it only Sasuke? I think it's only Sasuke that sells buttons. That's ridiculous. And Sasuke is like, what, 4? 2? I don't even think I can talk to her and trade here, to be honest. No, I can't. I have to go back to the place. They could be well, then if they are testing something, then it's very guinea pig-ish, right? Like, I don't know what they could be testing. But okay, so as I make my way to Sasuke and just look how many buttons she sells, if I didn't buy them yet, I might have bought them already, but I wanted to try and find out the total that she sells. I think she sells 1 B and 2 A's. I think that's how it is. I said 4 buttons, but that's what it meant in my head. I think it's 2 A's and a B that she would sell if you played the event. And everyone can play the event as long as they're at the area. Level 10 stuff is incredibly easy. The times may vary between region. Regarding the boosts, those were limited. Sorry, we did not mention that in our last post. Uh-huh. Yeah, what community, Neko? But I hear you, loud and clear. So let me just talk to Sasuke here real quick. Let me see her item exchange. Okay, so yeah, she has 2 button A's and 1 B. I can't afford them because I am poor. But 3 buttons. 2 A's and a B in the event. In the whole event, there's only 3. There's only 3. So that's even more limited. And the only other way to do it is from lucky boxing. And you only get lucky boxes if you're fighting things that are at your level, I believe. Like, if you're 130, you have to be fighting stuff that's like 120 plus, I think. But if you're 131, it has to be 121 plus. I think it's like 10 levels, at least 10 levels below your current level, the enemy you must be fighting in order for it to give you a lucky box. And anything else higher level, then you will have a chance of dropping it. But that means that if you're level 130, you can't go to the islands and just farm mobs, because it's mob based to get lucky boxes. It's not what enemy you fight, it's numbers of enemy you fight when things drop. So if you want to farm lucky boxes and you're already way too high level for the islands to be within that differential level, they might be higher level. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I haven't run the islands in years. But let's say you're in that scenario. Well, now you have to farm weird-ass dungeons that are high level for no reason just so you can get some stuff. And it's like, oh, okay. So then, in retrospect, you shouldn't level up. You should stay 125 for the rest of your life, farm all the shit you want, and then never be high enough level to use anything. Okay, so that speculation aside, where does that go from there? Like, sticking with the buttons thing. Okay, so buttons become incredibly hard to get. You can only get them from killing stuff. You can only get them from events, and it's very little, if at all, you get them. Okay, so the negative impacts of this are: A, people won't be able to just smelt up random shit to sell. Like, let's say for example, someone wants a plus 100 weapon. Like, you want to sell a plus 100 Garg or something. Well, those are your finite buttons. Like, unless you're going to be farming mobs all day for lucky boxes and you're just trying to get that, like, it's going to be harder and harder and harder for players to sell good weapons to each other. And if the only thing you really want to sell are weapons up to plus 50, well, those players still need buttons. So basically, it's going to encroach on the player's ability to sell fully smelted gear, or even smelt gear up so that they can sell it to somebody else that they're interested in. You know, like, I'm not familiar on every weapon that needs to be smelted to a certain capacity, but you get the picture that would become harder and harder, especially for those of us who would, like, perhaps say smelt a night sky to sell, or any arc weapon, or anything like that. It becomes increasingly harder. So then, that's bad. So then, now let's say that after they do this, Cyberstep starts... Because here's the thing for Cyberstep. If Cyberstep makes a new weapon like the Elios weapon, or a new weapon that just comes out, it's a 130 weapon. Whenever they make a new weapon, they don't inherently profit from it. There's actual no profit for them if they do that. Right? Like, if they make a new weapon tomorrow, it's called the Ice Blitz Raid weapon, and it's 131, like, or whatever. It's just a level weapon. It's 131. Okay, it comes out. Only the 131 players can have it. So the people that aren't 131 and have to physically farm their way to it don't give a shit about it because it's 131 and they don't want to farm for it. Okay, bad idea. They've only released 3 weapons beyond 130, and that's the 3 Purgatory Gargoyles, and they're event based and they're very limited. And they know that the top players, the whale percentage, the top 5% of the community will go for that stuff, and they will go in for it because it's so limited in its as a resource, it's so limited to obtain. So they're going to go for that stuff. They're going to restore, they're going to boost, they're going to do whatever they need to do to get that stuff when it's available. That's how you appeal to the top brass of the player base by making something they want, make it very limited, you know, all this jazz that we come to know. Or at least on PS4, we don't really know that yet, but PC does know that. So then, let's say they release a new weapon. Let's say they just release 3 new weapons. A 128 weapon, a 129 weapon, and a 130 weapon. Something that is technically available to a much wider net of players. Okay, and it's rewarding. They get their friends together, they get their mounts, they get their vanguards, they go on, they crusade, they have fun, they kill it, they farm it. Great! They had a great time. They played the game for 3 weeks, they got the new stuff. That's fantastic. Period. How much money did Cyberstep make? Well, they had to restore a little bit, but they had a bunch of restores saved up, or they had a bunch of free OCs saved up. So, nothing much. Okay. So, they got these new... So then, in the current world, or this future world, the same scenario exists. You farm your stuff, you get these 3 weapons. Well, that's 3 weapons. That's 21 buttons. That's 21 buttons. Maybe they have mini forms in the middle that need to go to, I don't know, plus 100 because it's a fucking grotto. Because you need to make 2 grottos to make an abyss. And they both have to be level 100, or one's 100 and one's 70. Something like that. Getting to something to 100 is a bitch. A bitch. What's next? They're going to start limiting amulets and stuff? Like, you're not going to be able to buy amulets, even if it's just 20s? Can you buy that stuff? I think you can. I think you can buy amulets. But I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I don't think I ever have, to be honest. I think I did once, because I thought you could buy 20, but it was just showing me the percent was 20. For those who seek perfection. Yeah, like... But that's also true, San. You can't get boosts in the free Nyankoropan. Boosts, the 300% variety, are only available in the premium Nyankoropan. So that means people have to use paid OC, not Bizarrable OC, if they wanted to roll for boosts, if they're in a scenario where they wanted to just roll for boosts. Like right now we can buy the amulets and stuff, but you can buy 3 20s for like $4, and it's like, that's 3 smelts, and you're not even gonna pass them. Like Band-Aids are, it's $5 a Band-Aid, $5. $9 for a B. If you want 3 of them, it's $20. $20 only. And if you want 3 Band-Aids A's, it's $10 for 3. That's like a whole mag, because you're gonna fail one of the ornamentations, even if it's set up 95%. Anyway, dramatization of voice aside, these things are getting scarcer and scarcer. So if they release a whole bunch of weapons following this removal of these resources, and people need buttons and they don't have buttons, well, it results in 2 things. You can get amulets from the exchange points, you're right, but that also requires rolling if you don't have anything. See, for us who have stuff, yeah, exchange, yeah, okay. That's a feasible option. People that don't have that stuff, people that are just starting, holy shit, that noose is getting tight. The only way to get it untight is to reach for that wallet. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so the buttons will eat themselves. Everyone's run out of buttons in their life. Everyone's purchased buttons if they're worth their salt. I had purchased buttons when I was making my D3 cross back in the day. I didn't have as many buttons as I did, and that's what I had to do. Because I can't just let my weapon sit there at plus 70 for a week or 2 weeks until I log in and get a button. Or if I'm just gonna, like I said earlier, you're like, if you're in that slump or you're waiting to build something, and it's like your big hype dream, you got a big boner for it, like you're horny for the thing, well, you're not just gonna be like, oh man, I made this really cool thing. Is it plus 100 yet? No. Why not? I don't have any buttons. Do you want to farm and get some? Fuck no. I'm gonna go watch anime for 3 months until an event comes around, get 2 buttons, fail 2 smelts, and go back into seclusion. Like, that's gonna happen. Or someone's gonna be like, well, shit, I want to make my weapon. I'm gonna farm shit all day. And then try and get some buttons, and, you know, the cycle will repeat. I hope I'm hammering this in enough. Okay, so the third aspect of this is the Band-Aids. Okay, so just recently, within the past year, they released the ability to remove ornamentations and to fix broken slots. Well, me as a player right now, Aurelia, does not care about the things that fix slots, because I don't have any mags that are worth a damn that have broken slots. The only thing I have that have broken slots are like sparrows, because I'm just making sparrows and throwing them away. I don't really care about those items. I might have like 10 or so just stowed away for a broken slot fixing. I don't really know. They're in my storage. The other ones I care about, if I get a bad ornamentation, I'll fix it. But there are some things in this game that if you're going to ornament it, you need a Band-Aid. Because even if broken slots aren't permanent, well, mags can still shatter. If you do a high ornamentation, like my Cielo here, if you do the fucking Avenger on monsters, right? If you do like triple or double Avenger on monsters on a Magatama, there is a high chance that if it fails, the Magatama can shatter. I've had screenshots on 105s of me trying to do the other ornamentation that's up there with Avenger on monsters. Can't remember what it's called. But it's shit. I can think of it, but I can't say it. It's on tip of my tongue. Anyway, it would give you like 800 attack. It was a big ornamentation, and one of the things failed. But I had a Band-Aid on it, and it failed, and it said Magatama shatter prevented. Like some people have had their. If you don't use a button and a Band-Aid, I'm gonna just start saying protective item. If you don't use protection and you fail that smelt, and it's a high-end ornamentation, there's a chance a Magatama can shatter. That doesn't mean just the slot breaks. It means the whole Magatama is deleted. That's a mechanic they put in this game that I hope no one knows about from experience. I really hope not. And I hope you only heard about it in myth and legend and right now. Okay? So, a Magatama like this, I'm putting a Band-Aid a Band-Aid on every slot. Like, you've seen those, every time I smelt something, I'll put a button B, and I'll use a Transcendent to go to 100. It happened to you, Frank? Goddamn, man. Goddamn. I'm doing like the cross across my chest, like, bless your soul. But yeah, like, if you're trying to make any big super mag, and it's gonna keep, you don't want it to break, you're gonna use a Band-Aid. Band-Aids cost $5. Wait, we removed the ability to buy them. Now there's no more Band-Aids. And I don't know. Like, it's going to make it, on one hand, people are going to be more conservative with their materials. They're not going to, like, ornament stuff for other people if it's, like, a big job. Like, no one's going to ask you to be like, hey, can you, like, double crit a fuse for me and I'll buy it for, like, 600 OC? And it's like, sure, let's go. But, like, yeah, I'll use my resources for that because that's a lot of OC. Sure, let's go for that. But that's not going to happen because I have 80 Band-Aids. If I don't have 80 Band-Aids, it's not going to come from me. You know? Now, this might not happen tomorrow, but let's say in a year's time, and the world is like that, and all your resources are dwindled because Cyberstep starts pumping out all these new things that they've been just sitting on over the past year because they haven't released so much new content. Like, they've released Orihime, partnership events with Zanko and Kotonoa Sisters. They've made a couple new skills. They haven't really made any new weapons beyond Elios. I think that's the last thing. Elios and the Purgatory weapons. But they're sitting on their hands. There's no reason that they don't have a bunch. Like, no weapon's been made over 125 beyond the Purgatory weapons for a long time. And the Yogg weapon, the Rain Yogg weapon. And that's, like, all those things. It's going to come to a point where everyone's going to be like not pearl clutching, but everyone's going to keep their coin purses shut when it comes to things. They're not going to just, oh yeah, I'm feeling a little adventurous, I'm going to go make a Rev 2 to sell to someone. Like, people aren't going to do that. And to be honest, after all this stuff comes into play, because there's some Magatamas you have to Band-Aid. Like, if you have a fuse, you're going to ornament it, you got to Band-Aid that. You're not going to have that break, lose your seal, lose your 105, lose all the moon mats. I don't care if you played a billion events and you have a lot of that stuff. Seal's still a goddamn seal. It's still a fuse at the end of the day, whether you use metals for it or not. So, I mean, and the same goes for Tempest, even though I don't really think you should ornament a Tempest. Same logic applies. Or the new event mags that are going to come. Makami Oguchi. When he's officially introduced, he will come with a Holy Ice mag. There's 3 forms of it. And it's a really OP Magatama. You better be using your Band-Aids on it. What if they start releasing more of those mags? What if they start, like, with every knowledge, do people, like, knowledges are going to come back? If knowledges are going to be the main thing in circulation, they have 3 ornamentation slots for a reason. Low chakra, they want you to ornament them. Well, everyone who has a friggin' knowledge is going to use 3 band-aids per knowledge. No one's going to have a broken slot knowledge. Excuse me? There's a finite magatama that's very good. Well, let's say the event lets you get 10 of them. You ornament all 10 of them. That's 30 band-aids, my dude. That's 30 band-aids. And let's say you get to turn them into masteries, or even into new CLOs, or whatever. And the ones that have bad ornamentations, you go on with your life. Well, that's still 30 band-aids you went through. That's 50 band-aids you went through. If you do every single thing, and you take the best ones and you use them, you can't sell the mags after because they're event mags. That's 50 band-aids you just used. This is all hypothetical, but if they usually let you get 10 knowledges. Knowledges of 3 slots each. That's 10 band-aids. Well, let's say if I'm just using Band-Aid Bs for the first one on every one, and I'm using my Godly for the first ornament every time, it's 95% every time Oro, and I'm using my Bs. Okay, you have 1/3 the Bs, you do As. And when those Bs start breaking, you had 20, now you have 10, you're like, oh shit. They won't last forever. Sure, they might. I don't know how many Transcendents you got, but Transcendents are a lot more valuable. I think, like, Transcendents are awesome. I can't say one's worse than the other. I've used more Transcendent ornamentations than I've used for weapons, to be honest. I think the only thing I transcendented was maybe the White Brilliance for dramatic effect, or the Nadir, if they even... No, I think I did Nadir with, like, full 20%. Because I just farmed the dungeon so much, I had a bunch of 20%, I didn't really care. But I had so many buttons that I didn't really care either. That mentality is going to dwindle. It's going to dwindle, dwindle, dwindle. So... Spear Mastery Mags to 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 100, Avenger, yeah. Like, exactly. I think I used Transcendence for the Cielo. I did. For my Avenger, you're right, I did. You're fucking right, I did. I wasn't gonna fuck around with that 20% bullshit. Transcendent. You're absolutely right. Okay, so we've got 23 people here. Appreciate it. I enjoy you guys. Should have concern for the topic. Just to give a little recap, just because we're 50 minutes in, we're talking about this. So on PC Onigiri, they've removed the ability to purchase experience boosts, drop boosts, Ryu boosts, premium platinum boosts, band-aids A and B, buttons A and B. This leads to less buttons going around. Everything's going to come from events. Players are going to... If players still feel motivated... Like, 2 things are going to happen, essentially. Either a bunch of people are just going to quit and not care until a new event comes out. That's really good, like knowledges or something with a new weapon or whatever. And they're just going to, like, fuck off and not try to make new things and not try to experiment. And they're going to be very, very, very conservative with their materials. Or B, people will just farm harder and more and get Lucky Box, get Band-Aid, or get buttons from Lucky Box. You can't get Band-Aids from Lucky Boxes, only the buttons. And you can only get boosts from rolling in that situation. All this stuff's going to happen. So in one situation, everyone just, like, fucks off, they just quit. Or they just selectively, like, log in every day because it's free OC and they get the login rewards and that's it. And they just play event and they don't do anything. Because for a lot of players that have a lot of stuff, like me for example, I don't, like, I'll roll if a new Vanguard comes out if I'm interested in them. I'll try, I'll dip my foot in the water, you know, a little bit, like I did with this event. But in the long run, for a lot of new things that come, I'm like, oh, a new event, I'm going to save my OC for restoring. You know, that's the wise decision. So this dynamic is going to increase the amount of restores that people need to do. Well, yes, 99, that is true, but blue gacha tickets only have boosts if they're in the premium side, or they're from special tickets like summer tickets or event tickets. But apart from that, it's all paid OC to get those balls. I made this observation a little earlier, but you have a good point. But the regular gacha tickets, regular OC, are not going to award you boosts. And if you want to get those boosts for your weekend farm or whatever it is you're doing, you're going to have to roll. You're gonna have to roll. And that's gonna turn that normal 20 bucks for boost for the weekend with the boys into 50 bucks for roll and see what I get. And then we're gonna be like, oh shit, I didn't get any blues. Like, what a world that will be. And even then, you only get one. You don't get three, you don't get two, and it's really expensive. Really, really expensive. Now, and then the other side of this equation is, well, it's going to increase player productivity, because if they keep rolling out events every month and they require at least like a week and a half to 2 weeks of like pure farming to get the most of them, get the materials, get the rewards, get the achievements, yada yada, all that stuff, just to get extra buttons and band-aids and boosts and everything in the shopping list, well, then you're going to get that more productivity. And it's not really a productivity by choice, it's more of a necessity. It's like, oh, well, when the silhouette weapon comes, I want to make sure I have my buttons, I want to make sure I have these skill cards, I want to make sure I have this stuff, I want to make sure I have boosts. When Elios comes, you know, same thing. When the Purgatory comes, same thing. And then it just goes on and on and on. So then all of these things that they want the player base to farm, they're all energy based. None of it is free. If you want to get on today and you want to farm that stuff, well, your Vanguard runs are going to take half your energy, and then the other achievements that don't use the Vanguard for the event are going to take the other half of your energy. Oh, you got to restore from doing 5 runs. You better use it so you can get them all done. And that way you don't stock up on restores, but it makes you feel like you got to restore, but you used it. Okay. And your energy only comes back finitely, and so on and so on. Now, it could lead to a pay-to-win scenario, but, you know, pay to grind. But it's sort of not, because if I want a Band-Aid, I can't get one. If they remove the ability to buy Band-Aids and you have no Band-Aids and you want to ornament a mag, you're shit out of luck. You're straight SOL. You can't get them from buttons. You can't get them from events. If you don't have an event around to get one, you can't get it for anything. You can't get a button, period, or a Band-Aid, period. I don't think you can exchange for them. I don't think. I'm talking a little frantically here, but I'm just trying to go to the point exchange here, see what you can actually get. Trade points for items here. So what you can get is a stat point reset, grade powder, a ticket, a tailor, 30% thingies, fortunes, artisans. Can't even trade for artisans. Cudgels, and friendship. Oh, that's gross. Well, logically, yes, Aja. Yes. If people just... I'm gonna read that comment out loud. If people just played the game, they would get their things, and they should learn how to use their resources properly, too. Absolutely, but to an absolute degree. So... if all resources become finite and you can't just insert money to get more, right? I'm thinking of like Thanos. Like we have to kill half the population to get more resources, but that's going to come to an absolute point, an extreme position, where no one's going to use anything frivolously. No one's just going to. Like, it's like, in Onigiri, it's fun to experiment sometimes. Like, oh, you know, I have the recipe for this weapon, and it's really good fire, and I could make an Eldritch Beast bow and use Blaze Sanction on it. You know, it'd be really, really fun to do that. I want to do that. Well, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. You're going to stick to your class. You're going to stick to your guns. You're going to be so ultra conservative with your materials that it will make things feel like they're all your precious. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, why should I go make a weapon outside my class, or an extra weapon, or an extra thing, or, you know, whatever it may be. I totally get what you're saying. And the truth of what you're saying is if everybody, that's what they want. If everybody played and everyone did the achievements, everyone's going to have resources and everything will, and they'll know to use them for what's important. A vast majority of the player base, especially starting out, doesn't know what a resource is, doesn't know what an artisan is, doesn't know what's important, doesn't know what's not important, doesn't know where to use band-aids, doesn't know where to use band-aids, doesn't know where to use buttons, don't know where to use ornamentation items, there's so many things that are so crucial, but if you don't have the basic knowledge to get them or to understand their value, you can't prioritize them. I'm not trying to say your point is wrong or anything, but I'm saying that's a reality. That's the other side of this coin. The players that know that, yeah, I'm not going to use a button before level 30 or before level 50 or plus 50 or whatever. When I first started, I didn't want to fail a smelt to 20, so I put a button on it. I was in Kaga making a spear, I put a button on it. I'll go into 30. I remember when artisans used to be in this camp, to be honest. You couldn't buy artisans, you couldn't get artisans from rolling. The only way to get artisans was from lucky boxes or point exchange. But Triple Tank brings up a good point as well. They need to update that point exchange. Now, if, for example, they remove the ability to buy them, but they put them all in the point exchange, like let's say it's 50 points for 3 band-aids and 50 points for 3 buttons, that's not the end of the world. It's not bad. Honestly, adding both options would be great, because then you're adhering to people that already spent and people that are like free to play at the same time. Because we get, from all these Neon Coral Pond boxes and all this stuff, we get beckoning cats for days, we trade them for points, we get thousands of points, etc, etc. If we were able to trade these trade-in points for buttons and band-aids, whew, that's kind of a good trade. Not the best deal in the world, but it's better than nothing. It's better than what this eventuality is. If that's what they're planning, of putting all this stuff in the point exchange and making that relevant again, that'd be fantastic. That would be actually good. Really good. Perhaps one of their things they want to do is a weapon prestige system. You get a weapon to plus 100, and you are able to make the weapon, like let's say you could make the Abyss, but then it's like the Abyss Plus or something, the Abyss Oni weapon. Like let's say you have a weapon, there's a way to prestige it, and then the weapon goes up a level every time you smelt it. That'd be really cool. That'd be really stupid, but it'd be really cool. Like let's say you have the Nadir, or you have the other side and you fully smelt it to 100, you're able to prestige it, and the weapon's level jumps from 127 minimum to 128, and you do it again and again and again, up to like plus 10. So like let's say you could get like, you would have the Shadow Foot Abyss Spear plus 10, or something like that. You would effectively be able to increase its level cap by X amount. That'd be really cool. That way we wouldn't have to, that would really improve a lot of weapons, to be honest. But let's say they did some mechanic like that. That's gonna eat your buttons. Nom them up. Eat them for breakfast. Like you're gonna have a box of cereal just filled with buttons. You're gonna have a little bit of milk, fucking the whole cereal. Buttons, gone. Even if they were button bees. Hey, Icy. Without experience tickets, you just gotta play the game. Without them, you would have to just play the game somehow. You have to play the game, get a body party, and join some parties and use experience boosts and kill a lot of enemies. But getting to 105 without tickets, I don't know why you don't want to use tickets, but you just got to play the game and grind. There's no easier way. You'd have to go through the story until about Oshu and then try to find a body party and or get to pipe 3 and hopefully you can kill all the enemies there. I really don't know. Like, there's no quick way to do it. You have no energy. Well, your energy comes back every day. But if you're not going to use the experience dungeon, there's no real quick way to do it. Unless either you got carried by someone who's gonna play the game and carry you through the dungeons, or you go kill everything yourself and get a lot of money. Exactly. You just gotta play. There's no way around it. Make a meme where buttons are the most invaluable resource in the game. Onigiri taking it away from the place. Make a meme? To be honest, a meme war would work on Twitter. You can buy sigils? Ew. Ew. Oh yeah, you can. Ew. Take sigils away, please. Replace sigils with Bandaids. Please. Please. Okay. So it's honestly not pretty. Yeah. Or at least let me trade them for points. I'm waiting for that day. So then, like I said earlier, those are the two eventualities when this comes to pass. A lot of people that don't have a lot of resources are going to be like, fuck this. They come back if they want, or they just go event by event, or they just go away. They don't play anymore. They can't advance without dropping insane amount of cash to get items that some aren't even available because you can't buy buttons. Can't buy band-aids. Can't ornament your mag. You have 20 crit because you can't ornament your fused. Like, ew, your friends are gonna like ridicule you. It's gonna happen. You're gonna be the laughing stock. Like, I don't know. And then the other half is just, oh, well, I better play the event every single day and stock up on all the boosts I can now. And that's true. This is like me telling you that there's going to be a stock crash. Stock up on your stuff now. Get all your stuff. Like, legit. Like, if you've been, like shaking your eye at getting the 400% experience boost because you have a shit ton, now's the time to kind of, like, do your achievements every day and get them. Like, stock up. Ryu boost, to be honest, whatever. If you had, like, but the experience boost is going to be necessary. Someday they might add a dungeon that gives a lot of experience, and it's kind of fun. I don't know. But we're in a unique situation where we get to look at the future before it hits us, like a social credit system or something. Like, we got to take advantage now. You know, this is like North America looking over at the EU. We got to take advantage. Exactly. Invest, like, it's like a time traveler saying, hey, invest in gold. Exactly. It's one of those time traveler things. Like, this is, like, it'd be like if I went back in time and said, hey, like, in 2019, they're gonna shit on carbon emissions and, like, upgrade to electric cars now, invest in Tesla, etc., etc., etc. It's one of those things. So that's the bright side of this. Farm all your shit now. Fill out every exchange shop. Get all that shit. You never know when you're going to get more. Get your band-aids, get your buttons, get your boosts. No matter how many Bitcoin, maybe. I'll have to see some results on that, but I appreciate it. For sure. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like, this is a warning. You think you just rolled 3k free OC? Damn. Oh, to think you just did. That's another thing. Maybe if you don't think you're going to get anything out of your free OC, maybe you should use your login OC every week to buy buttons. You know, 80 OC, like every day this week, you save up that login OC, you buy 3 buttons a week. You'll be stacked. I'd rather have 100 buttons than no buttons. Yeah. Like, think about it. Like, I've played, I think the event that gave so much was, I don't know, there was one event that just gave so many things. Well, yes, if you were a new, yeah, if you were a new player, you would farm this event. The event only has 3 buttons in it, 3 band-aids in it, but in half a year's time, that might be it. Exactly. The Zenith medals too. Yup. Zenith medals, very, very important. Great observation. Something I don't even think of. I'm sitting on like 9,000 of them right now. I don't care. But to those who medals are very, very rare to come across, yes, get your medals. Absolutely. 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 So it's a grim little future if that comes to pass. Like, my advice is, yes, make memes and send them to Cyberstep, because memes, honestly, memes work. Because meme is like a concentration of an idea. Like, the great Oni depression will come. Well, yeah, like, I'm not saying do Oni mode. Like, the medals aren't part of this. It's the other stuff. Like, what are they, like, you know, I'd be down. There's two things I'd be down for. If they make it so you can use medals to buy buttons and stuff, or you can use the exchange shop to do it. Like, the point exchange. If those two things come about, it wouldn't be that bad. But to remove it altogether is ludicrous. Completely ludicrous. I really want to know their angle on it. And to be honest, I think this is one of the only videos... Oh, thanks, Ukrainia. Thanks. Level cap is 135. But I think this is one of the only videos where I've actually just put Cyberstep in the title. I usually say CS or hey, this is happening. This is the first time I'm actually calling them out, I think. I don't usually put Cyberstep in the title. Like, Cyberstep's taking our boosts. Like, I could have named it like that. Or they're going to. Like, why would they do this to PC? How were the PC players reacting to this? Like, San, you and your friends, like, how do you feel about all this? Because it's happening to you guys right now. Like, do you have any comment on it? Do you have any... Like, what's the status quo on that? And I have to farm this event. Because I got distracted looking at the shop and stuff and just talking. But I gotta get to the event here. I gotta farm that. But taking away the ability to buy all this stuff, like, it's like they're making the game harder. But at the same time, beyond 133, there is no point to level beyond that. 134 at the highest, so that you can get that extra chakra. But beyond that... oh, this is Shadow Grotto. Beyond that, there's no point. And if you want to level up a mount or something, well, you'd want to use a boost, that's for sure. Have I done all my normals? I have not. So I gotta run my 3 Genbu normals, and then I gotta run normals for everything so I can get my boosts. At least a mount? Yeah, something. Hey Sod, how you doing? It's not looking too bright. Like, I don't know if this is one of those situations where it's like a petition worthy, or like, hey, like, we need to like ask them like on Twitter, like, hey, how come you guys took away our ability to buy this stuff? Is this a glitch, or are you planning something, like, really press them on it? Like, right now we're taking this perspective of, okay, this reality is going to happen. What do we do about it? Alrighty, got Sod. I will, thanks for the like. I'll see you later. Have a good sleep. Did I get that staff from Golden Webhound? No, this staff is my staff. My staff is the other side of the staff. It came from an event, and it has a fancy skin on it from another event. Golden Weapon Hunt staff only goes up to like 105. This staff is 127. But like I was saying, this is one perspective in case, okay, there's nothing we can do, and this is going to happen, right? Like, there's nothing we can do. This is an eventuality. We have to prepare for the recession, the worst, or whatever. Change our lifestyles, farm all this stuff. Your Discord has the images of Shadowpass? Oh, okay, I saw that one. I didn't look after. And it's just an eventuality. But you also got to remember that we are Cyberstep's customers. You know, we're their players. We're their player base. And if we, the customers of a vast majority, say, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Why did you take these items off your digital shelves? Yeah, exactly, Scythe. Exactly. So then... But that's one of those things, like, we could confront them, like, saying, hey, how come you guys moved all these items on PC? Is this coming to console? What the flip? Time to remove parties? Jeepers. Time to be regressive capitalism? Regressive capitalism, what the fuck is that? We're gonna make more money by taking away their ability to get, like... That's like being so rich that you own a taxi business and you shut the fucking buses down. Like, could you imagine? You're still scared by the PT takedown? Party eggs? Remember party eggs? Could we still buy party eggs? The PT egg glitch? I don't know what PT means. From a business perspective, you understand. And I want to hear the rest of that after. I'm really intrigued. Oh, Silent Hill, okay. So we're talking about PT eggs. The most broken thing. It is, but I don't know, does anyone know any instances in which a company had removed a player's ability to buy something rather than taking something and making them pay for it? Usually it's like, hey, there's some readily available thing that you can get in the game. Now we're going to make you pay for it. But this is the opposite scenario, to which we can already pay for it and they're taking away our ability to do so. And in that case, it's still in order to either increase our productivity in the game or to make us get it through other means that are less as potent. It's as if they control both the actual market and the black market. Black market being rolling. I said gambling and rolling at the same time. If such a thing were to come to pass. I can't say I know a situation where another game did that. They just removed a player's ability to, you know, get stuff. Well, unlockable fighters for fighting games? In a way. And yes, 99, that is an eventuality, yep. Well, yeah. There is the... What's that game called? Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle? I mean, like, oh my god. You paid more money for the characters than you did the game. Which was... I mean, that happens with DLC in the long run, but... That's kind of weird. Like... I'm trying to find a real-world example. Trove did something like that. They nerfed in-game currency. Well, nerfing in-game currency is as easy as increasing the prices of everything. It's just like when minimum wage increases, and it's like if there's an affirmative action to increase minimum wage, and the community is not ready for it. By contrast, they will increase the prices of things proportionately to the price of the minimum wage increase. So, you know, thus creating a recession or an economic collapse. Because every time the minimum wage goes up in Canada, the price of chips go up. A lot. Like, so chips used to, when I first started working at a grocery store at a high school, it was like for Lay's chips, it was like 3 for $5 or 3 for $8 or something. It was like 3 for $5 for 3 bags of Lay's. Like 3 for $5 was the deal. And then as the years went on and the minimum wage went on, when I first started, minimum wage was like $9. It just went up to $9. So then, and then that year it went up like, oh, it's 3 for $6. And now when it's like close to 11, it's like 3 for $8 or 3 for $9 for chips, which is a huge friggin' increase. Like a bag of Doritos is fucking $4.50 for a bag of Doritos. It's ridiculous. So then in onigiri, if, you know, to translate this analogy, so if buttons become more scarce, if Band-Aids become more scarce, people will stop selling ornamented... I don't even know if people sell ornamented stuff, to be honest. I don't really see that in shops. In bazaars, I don't usually see people selling ornamented things. And if they do, it's just going to be sparrows or small things like that. Something that comes to no cost to the user. You know, they're just trying to make a good sparrow, and they make like, oh, I made a 29... I made a 30 ice mag. I'm gonna try and sell it. Turtle, that's Genbu. Why are you asking me that? But, so, if buttons become more scarce, I said this a bit earlier, if buttons become more scarce, people are going to be charging more for fully smelted gear. Like, right now, the most outlandish prices you'll see for anything in this game is like $600, and it will come from a Spanish stall. And the reason they charge so much is because American OC costs more to buy in like places like Brazil. Oh, coming soon? Yes, coming soon. Yes, okay, I see it now. But like we see it all the time in PS4 US, our server. If ever there's like a Spanish player and they have a stall, they sell everything for like 600 OC. Because the price of their OC for them to buy OC is more because of the price of the American dollar. For them to get American cards, the value of that OC is more, so they expect more in return. But for those living in like North America, like Canada, US, like it's just standard flat rate. So they don't, the value of OC is like 10 OC is the equivalent of $1. But in another country where the value of $1 is, or the value of American dollar is less, well, the value of OC is like increasingly that much. So let's say it costs like $2 of your money for $1 American. Well, then 1 OC is worth 20 OC. So if you're going to sell a weapon for, let's say 300 OC for a plus 100 weapon, which is completely fair. But if you're coming from a place where the OC doesn't have as much value, you're going to charge the value of what you think it should be, which is 600. So when people are from the mainland, they're going to be like, well, that's outlandish. Yeah, you spelled nerf wrong, but I got it. But to the people, from their perspective, the price is accurate. So now, if this button recession comes, and then if someone does sell something that uses buttons, people are going to have this perspective, oh, he used buttons. Those are rare. I can't buy buttons. So I will buy his thing that used buttons, and it will have more value to me. And people will, if they're that desperate, maybe buy stuff that uses buttons. Maybe, maybe not. We can't really sell all the high-end gear. It's really a lot of speculation, a lot of comparisons and whatnot. I guess I'm done my Genbu runs, but I can do the regular ones. What is your name? Shadow Cavern. Okay. Because I gotta get that experience boost. I want it. But that's just the buttons. Like, it's gonna increase the price. Like, if people sell stuff, if at all. You know, resources and all that stuff. Artisans are really of no object anymore. Like, they're pretty stable. Oh. I'm like, where's my Vanguard? Alrighty, man, sleep tight. Now, I'm trying to think, how is that going to affect rolling? Like, so, let's say the only way to get buttons and or boosts if you're running one boost is to roll. Well, people aren't just gonna roll on a shit Nyankoropan. Like, they're not gonna roll on one that has like 10 vanguards in it or whatever shit vanguards. They're only gonna roll in the good stuff, stuff that has sublimes, good that has new stuff that's OP, accessories, yada yada. So that means people are going to be much, like, let's say people only have a small budget to spend on onigiri every month. Like, let's say the average person spends at most 200 bucks in onigiri a month, depending on if a Vanguard comes out or not. Like, there's exceptions. Let's say on average the person spends $100 to $200 in onigiri a month. Okay, let's go with that assumption. So they're only going to roll when there's good stuff. And right now rolling every time, you're always going to get good stuff, doesn't matter. Or if you want to put in OC anyway, you're not even rolling, you're just going to buy an item. Well, you can always get that thing. But now people are going to stockpile OC for when they need stuff. It sounds right, yeah. So let's say people start stockpiling OC, like me, I don't really want to spend much until Leviathan comes. And let's say everyone else is in that bank, like, oh, Leviathan's coming, Oro wants Leviathan, I want Leviathan too. Or Ogumi, or Makami, or whatever, you're just biding your money. And it's like, well, my weapons aren't really going anywhere. If I need buttons, or I need boosts, or whatever, like, you're not actively trying to level up every single day, well, you're going to stockpile that OC. You're going to be like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to wait for something really good to come out, and I'm going to put aside 200 bucks a month for like 4 months until something comes, and then I'll roll. Oh, a new Yogg came out and I need drop boosts and I'm running low. Well, I hope he comes with a good Nyankoropan. Like, prime example. SP tickets are shit. Okay? 2 years ago, SP tickets were a goddamn blessing. Goddamn blessing. And then, now that premium tickets are out, the SP tickets aren't worth shit. It's all about the premium tickets because they have like a 25% chance to give you a Vanguard, statistically. Not really, but there's only 4 units. So you're going by that logic. There are times when, like right now, we have a really, 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 really good OC campaign. Where you put in 50 bucks, you get 2 premiums. That's kind of worth it. As weird as it may sound, that is worth it. And there have been times, like the last time we had Yogg, we had a campaign similar to it. You got 2 premiums for 50 bucks. It was a good deal at the time. So what I did is, like, I don't want to spend this OC, but I'm going to buy like 200 bucks worth so I can get 8 premiums and see what I get. To me, the premiums were more valuable than the OC, and I'm like, I'll just use this OC when something else comes. I think Eva did that last update with Inuchio, where she got a bunch of tickets, and then she saved 2,000 OC for this event, and she got like 2 Gembus. Like, people are going to start doing that, and they're going to be like, oh, well, like, I'm going to save the OC for when it's in a good unit, when I need boosts, and it's just like, I think people are going to be more penny pinching in this post no button world. Like, you can't just buy things when you need to. Like, you know what I'm saying? People are going to be much more conservative when it comes to these things. They're going to be like, oh, well, you know, should I make should I farm experience this month? Is there anything good in the Nian? No. I'm going to go play Fortnite and Marcus Brownlee for a month. You know, like, that's what's going to happen. And the more that happens, the more people say, oh, well, I don't want to do this because I don't have the materials for it, the more they play Smite, the more they play, you know, another MMO, the more they play Terra, the more they play, oh, I can't buy buttons, I might as well buy Black Desert. You know, like, the more they play other games. Because it's not the only game in the system. It's not. It's a PS4. It's a gaming console. Even if people just play free-to-play games, like, there's competition now. And if, like, you want to make your really cool weapon, but you can't, and you can't buy it, and there's nothing you can do, and you don't want to do anything, you're going to go play another game. You're going to go play Necopara on the Switch, because it's not censored, and you can go look at the kitty titties. Like, it's going to happen. Oh, the 200 bucks you would normally spend on onigiri? Well, guess what? You just bought a Switch. Like, that was easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to start opening their eyes. The more you restrict the customer, the more they start looking to other stores. I go to this place called Goji's. It's like a frozen yogurt ice cream place, and they started selling these Belgian ice creams that are really good. It's like a soft serve ice cream, and they dip it in various yummy stuff. I get like this Ferrero Rocher awesome dip, and it was delicious. It was amazing. I had a free sample of it. I loved it. And I would get it whenever I would go there. And then the past 2 times I went there, they didn't have it. The first time they didn't have any. And then the next time I went, they didn't have any, and they scratched the fucking name out of the fucking windowsill for it. And I'm like, oh shit, I guess I'll try the coffee crisp. And I tried Oreo, and I'm like, these aren't as good. Like, it was too much cream in the Oreo. It wasn't enough chocolate, to be honest. And I tried that, I'm like, it's not good. I don't want to go here anymore. So, like, it's one of those things, it's like, oh, well, I can't buy my buttons anymore. I don't want to make any weapons. I don't want to do anything until an event gives me some. I guess I'll just go hibernate and play Overwatch, or play Paladins, or play anything else that's on my gaming console that I've had for the 5 years that I've played Onigiri and never touched any of them. All those Christmas gifts, you know, etc., etc. Like, it's gonna give. Like, the ship's gonna give. And I don't just mean this. I'm not trying to fearmonger. Like, this is a real thing. Like, but the real problem is that these are quintessential items for every player. And everyone knows this. Buttons, boosts, artisan things, restores, like, people are, like, if we can't buy as many boosts, that means we're going to have to run twice as much. We're going to have to use more restores. Warframe, that's a good example. Warframe is a good other game to compare to. Warframe's really fun. I got into Warframe last year for a couple months, and then Onigiri got a good update, and I yeet myself off there. But yes, and Warframe has a lot of paid stuff, and Warframe is a lot bigger than Onigiri, and they give you boosts, they give you stuff. Like, you buy stuff, it lasts a month, it lasts whatever. But yeah, Warframe, good example. I need to run 10 times, this is going to take all day. I worked all day. And that's the other thing. That's the other thing that I think I mentioned this a little bit. So, in games like this, Onigiri, MMOs, anything like that, the people that are, like, off, or the people that are kids or on summer break, whatever, they have all day. They have, like, infinite time to do whatever they want. Right? Like, when I first did this channel, I had infinite time to do whatever I want, and I could do anything, and I didn't really understand the reality of those who went to work. You know, like, I used to work, of course, but I didn't work while playing an MMO. But when you're working, when you play an MMO, you work all day. You come home, you play for a couple hours, you go to bed, you go to work the next day. Like, you are primarily occupied. You only have a couple hours to yourself. And hi, hello, I mean, yes, it's a thing on PC. Yeah. So when you're at that work life, well, if you don't have all the time in the world to, like, farm this event 10 times to get a drop boost or a Rio boost or experience boost or whatever, you just want to come home, get your login, do a couple things for half an hour, and then just watch TV or do something else you thought about all day, and not just do your necessities, well, it starts to add up. And for those people, it's like, oh man, I worked all day, you know, I don't want to go farm 1,000 lucky boxes for some buttons. I'm just gonna get my credit card and spend money and just save time, and I won't get Subway tomorrow. You know, it does go a lot faster if you use a mount. Yeah, I know. That's if you have a mount, but yes. Yeah, because they can use the little whirlwind thing and kill everything. Yeah, so I want to leave the dungeon. But for those people, when time isn't an option, you can use money, because money is a value of time, because time is money. So, you know, your time is worth X amount of money per hour. Therefore, you know, If I can't afford to just farm boosts every single day or whatever, I'm just gonna buy them when the time comes. And yes, Skyrending, yeah, that's the eventuality. If you can't get, well, you can't get buttons from rolling anyway. You can't. You can't get buttons, you can't get Band-Aids, and you can't get a premium platinum boost from rolling. However, you can use more OC on energy restorers, so you can get more items. Yeah, you want to get more items every day? You should restore. Yeah, man. Oh, you want to get stuff from the event, but you can't do it all in one sitting? You should restore, man. You should use some OC. You should restore. Yeah, you should do that. Absolutely, man. You should do that. Exactly. Now, we talked about that for a good half an hour at the start of the video, my dude. But absolutely, the 134 grind, get that chakra for the ornaments. Go a step beyond. But that's me right now. I need to hit 134. I'm very lazy about it though, but I need to. But exactly, and if you can't buy a premium platinum boost, that's 20% less experience the whole way through. Now they could, and they probably should. They should. Now we talked about this a little earlier, but they should take out the fucking sigils and shit and replace them with band-aids and buttons. No one will be upset. Now here's the thing: no one's upset if they get a band-aid or button from rolling, because we know the value of a band-aid is 440 OC. But if they added them, but they also had the ability to buy them, no one's gonna roll for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if in our current world, like let's say they added buttons and band-aids to the Neon Coropon right now, but we also had the ability to buy them. You have a chance to get one of these items. Like, a spin costs 40 and a band-aid costs 40. If I want a band-aid, I'm going to take the guaranteed choice every single time. You know, but if we take away the guaranteed choice, then you have to take the mystery box. Yeah. Now, the other solution is they make it so that you can get buttons and band-aids from the point exchange. Then the cats and sigils, that's fine, whatever. They're just points, really. Oh, I gotta do more runs of this. Sigils are absolutely useless. If I could feed sigils to a mount or something, okay, let's go. I'm down to feed sigils to mounts. You can't exchange them is right. You can't do nothing with them. They're the joker in the deck. I don't think they bet if... I don't think they've ever touched lucky boxes, but yeah, if they... On PC, the only way to get a lucky box, or the only way to get a button, is to get farm lucky boxes, or get them from events. Oh, okay, well, buttons are still there in the boxes. If only we could trade them. We can't. But now event grinding's really important, because these are going to be finite resources in the future if this comes to pass. Now imagine this scenario, okay? Be Xbox player. Haven't got an update in fucking years. Log in. Hey guys, there's a new Onigiri update. There is? Oh my god, I can finally play. I've been waiting 3 years for this. Okay, great, I got it downloaded. Nothing changed. What's in the patch notes? Removed buttons and band-aids and premium platinum brews from the shopping plaza. Well, fucky dippy doo. Shit. Like, could you imagine? Like, oh man. Great. I'm not even level capped yet because fuck this uninvolving life. And now I can't make weapons? Oh no. There you go, Nine. But could you imagine? Like, I'm pretty sure that the Switch and the Steam versions have their stuff. But imagine the... I don't know what it's called. The whatever console the Google's making. The Strata or whatever the fuck. The Uji, I don't know what the hell it's called. But the fucking... I don't know, whatever that new console, whatever, like, new X console comes out, they play Onigiri on it, it starts, you can't buy buttons and shit, you can't make any weapons, you have no events because the game starts in fucking Echigo. Stadia, that's right. It's that shit you put in your, that fake sugar you put in your tea, your coffee, your Stadia, Splenda, whatever the fuck. But imagine that, like, your game starts, hey, you need artisans to smelt this. Hey, you can lose this if you don't use a button. The fuck's a button? Like, how to kill a fucking player base, man? Like, how to fucking... Like, unless they put in some other method of getting them that's more reliable. But, to be honest, you should never take away your customer's ability to pay you. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's like, hey... we want you to roll for it. And it's like, you want... It'd be like if you were going to a fucking spring, like you paid $5 whenever you wanted to go to the apple orchard and you were allowed to pick a fucking bag of apples, right? Because you were allowed to do that. And then one fucking day, they say, no, you can't buy our apples anymore. You have to buy the apples that we mass pick and produce, put in bags, send to a grocery store that's further away than your drive here, and that's the only way you're gonna get apples. Are they fresh? I don't fucking know, but that's the way we're doing it now. Well, it's gonna be like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna go somewhere else. Look at her doing the fucking ogie. Could you imagine? Like, that's a scenario. And then it's like, oh, we're losing customers. No one's buying our apples anymore. It's like, well, maybe if they weren't all fucking bruised, then we don't get to go out with the kids and get apples anymore. And it's like, hey, I need apples. Like, no, we're gonna send you a fucking loot box of apples, and you have to gamble to get these now. Like, you don't even know what apples you're gonna get. They're in a bag that's not even clear. It's like, oh man, there's an orange in my apples. Like, fuck. I'm allergic. I don't want this. I got a fucking pear. Like, fuck. It doesn't make any sense. You'd be like going to the grocery store. It's like, hey, I need to get this stuff. I really need it for this recipe. Hey, you do? Well, we're selling apples in this fucking fruit basket, and we're only selling it in fruit baskets. Am I guaranteed to get apples in the fruit basket? Fuck no. You better get creative. What if I buy 2 baskets? Well, there's no guarantee. Well, what if I open it up? We'll shoot you and kill you. It's like, what? Because that's stealing. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make real world sense. Like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any sense at all. It's like, hey, I want this thing. I've always come to get this thing. No, if you want this, you gotta come during one of our events. Or maybe you gotta tip us a little, tip us that restore money. You know, it's really, really hard to make real world equivalents to it, but it's really dumb. But exactly. But now's the time. Like, now I want an honest answer from the chat. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Knowing this information, how likely are you guys to say, hey, I don't want to run out of buttons, I'm gonna take $20 out of my wallet and I'm going to buy some buttons right now in advance? Like, or I'm gonna go to the store and get money to do this, or get a PSN card, or whatever. How likely are you guys right now, assuming that you didn't really have any buttons, to buy some in advance, maybe from your login OC, or to put money in, or to sell a bunch of shit now and use that money to buy stuff? You know, whatever it is. Are any of you guys likely to do anything like that? So Triple Tank says, I'm just going to grind extra hard. I'm not going to put money in the game. I have a lot of time. I don't have a job, so the time is that. You're confused. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a great point. Well, yes, now Elowen, we talked about that earlier. So, if you were new, you would be buying them. That's a good point, GT. Nine says you are. Okay. So, these are some interesting answers. Now, if you were new and you didn't know what a button was, you wouldn't be buying them. Right? That's a thing. Like, it's a paradox, right? Like, if you were new, you wouldn't know what they were. But if you personally went back and you knew what they were, then you would know. But yes, free OC is a great idea. Absolutely. But let's say, like earlier we talked about this theory that maybe the reason they're doing this, and the reason they haven't released that many new weapons and stuff, is that they do this and then they release a bunch of new weapons. They release the 134s, the 132s, the 130s, all these different weapons that are power crept as fuck, and they're better than all your other weapons, and every weapon takes 7 buttons at a fucking time. You can trade buttons in the point exchange? Don't hurt me like that. Is that true? I don't think you can. Hey Logan, nice name. But that's one of our theories, is that after this gets implemented, they start releasing everything. Because they've really been on their hands this whole time. They've been making Vanguards, making events, little things, nothing really too meaty. You know, Vanguards are nice here and there, but with typing and people, like, I already have Vanguards. Like, Oro, you're gonna get Inochio? It'd be nice, but, like, I already have Kirin. Or are you gonna get a new Rain Vanguard? I have Lancelot. Are you gonna get a Dark Vanguard? I have Miyamoto and Dark Miyamoto. Like, you can't sell me Vanguards. But you can sell me weapons. You can sell me skills. You can sell me things. You can sell me weapons. And what if these weapons all come with unique ass skills? And they're really cool, and they're really broken, and they replace other weapons? Well, yeah. And then there's your mags too. You gotta, if you bring out your new mags, same thing. You bring out new mags, their chakra's really low, but their shit, like, what if they make a new crit force mag, okay? Let's say they make a new mag like Knowledge, but it has like a shit ton of crit force on it. They increase the crit force cap. I'm giving them ammunition if they're listening. But if they make a new mag with a lot of crit force on it, crit force goes up to 400. And these mags need crit to be really, really, really useful, because they have like high as fuck crit force. And crit force goes to 400, whatever. And you need to ornament these things. Well, if you're going to ornament these special mags, then you're going to need Bandaids. And like I said earlier, whenever a Yogg comes out, you get 10 knowledge mags, you get 3 mastery mags, and you get as many Celios as you can potentially muster, up to 3 or whatever. Let's say another event like that comes out, and you use a Band-Aid on every slot of your knowledges, that's 30 Band-Aids. That's 30 goddamn Band-Aids. 30! On 10 knowledges. Because they have 3 slots each. 3! I may have 50 Band-Aids right now, but if that came out, and it's a really, really good element, like Fire or Holy, well, shit, I need that stuff. Or even Ice or Mountain, things that are my negative, I need that. I need to get good bags of that. I need to get, like, at least double crit and some HP from Faded on it. Like, it has to happen. And if they start rolling out all this stuff after the fact, people are going to be fucking pearl clenching. They're going to be running their events to get the 3 Band-Aids they can get. You're just gonna break slots and use the events? Well, let me remind you that magatamas, especially when using good ornamentations, have a chance of breaking if you don't use a band-aid. To be honest, whenever the game says, hey, if you don't have a button, you should use one, and you don't have one, the game should automatically link you to the fucking shop. It should just open the shop, like, to be honest. Like, yeah, ornamentations are really good at endgame. Exactly, fucking right. But at the same time, some mags like Tempest don't really need them. It's counterproductive to use 3 Tempests and ornament them all because you can't fit that on there. Like, there's no room. And no one wants to fuck around with a Tempest. And, well, not have chakra, period. And not being able to use their shit. Like me. So, but if they start making these other mags with low chakra that are really friendly to ornament, but they're limited, you're gonna start using your band-aids. But if you can't buy any more, it's like, shit, I got this really cool thing, but I'm not gonna use it. Because my Kami mags are coming. What if they replace band-aids with cancel it? They can't replace them. But what? Like, you talking about the new one? Ew. Ew, that's gross. How many buttons you got? I want to know what our definitions of stacked buttons are. I want to hear this. Like, if you're not on right now, like, that's fine, but in estimation. From all the events, that's 3 buttons an event. Go on. Like, it's fucking 3 per event. Go on. Continue. That's 20 buttons. Like, that's a fuck ton of buttons, my dude. Alright, that's a fuck ton. You got me. That's a lot. That's a fuck ton of buttons. Yeah, that is a lot of buttons. Hell yeah. What level are you? Wait, you're not Aja. You didn't answer that question. Fuck. They gave you a poor response? What did they say, San? That sounds kind of important. I thought Aja answered that. I was like, wait, who has those buttons? That's 3 buttons. I did a Gembu event. No! You all distracted me. What am I running? Where am I? I wasn't looking. Okay, good. I'm in the regular one. Okay. $135 nadir. Oh, like a weapon? Yeah, like they could do that. I was saying it earlier, a nadir takes, if on average it takes 7 buttons to get a weapon to 100, not including godlies and transcendence and shit. Contract realm event. Yep. But if the average weapon takes about 7 buttons to get to 100, not counting bees and transcendence and things like that, like if on average it takes about 7 buttons to get a weapon to 100, then something like the nadir is going to take at least 40 buttons beyond the nadir itself, because everything has to go to like 60 and 70 and shit. Like, it just takes a fuck ton of buttons. And Abyss as well. And Abyss isn't even that good, to be honest. Like, apart from being a nice weapon. What? That's the most bullshit. When you said that earlier, you did say that earlier, I didn't understand what you meant. They said the times may vary between region regarding the boost, but those were limited time events. We're sorry that we didn't mention it. You can't just fucking say they're limited time events. What? Limited time? What kind of legal bullshit is that? Fucking stinks so much I'm throwing up. What? They're limited time. That's like saying, hey, like, you know this thing we've sold since the opening of our game? Those were limited time. Since when? Right the fuck now, bitch. Like, what? What? That's ludicrous. What? They were limited time items. Oh, well, excuse me, princess. They fucking outlived the Taiwanese server. They outlived the fucking EU server, too. Limited time event, my ass. Limited time. What the fuck? They fucking lasted longer than a whole server. Limited time. That's the most bullshit I've ever heard. Holy God. I don't know how many Sea of Shadows I've done now, but it's not enough. I need to get this boost. Now these boosts are important. I need to get these 400 boosts. Oh. That's so stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And it's such a wide web of an answer. Like, oh yeah, like everything. It was just limited time. It was just limited time. Hey, like, hey, can I buy this EpiPen? No, it's just limited time. You can die now, or you can gamble for it. Ooh. Imagine, like, I always compare them to condoms, right? Imagine if it's actually condoms. It's like, hey, I want to go have some sex. Can I buy some condoms real quick? No, but you can get them in the gachapon machine outside. Really now? I'm just gonna go get an STD and be pregnant. Great. Like, what? Like, I kind of need this thing to do what I'm playing. No, you don't. Go run it with the risks. Go for it, like, dude. Like, goddamn. Yeah, Sea of Shadows for the Ryu boost. This one. So hey, Osti. I think you said that. Yeah, they never replenished the special selection. Because this event, I think the Cyberstep's reasoning for it is because this event is a part 1 and a part 2. Maybe when you're older, Sky. But this event is part 1 and part 2. And for Cyberstep, it means it's one event. And they wanted to just make sure that people that played part 1 and part 2 were both eligible to get the same thing. But to be honest, we should be able to get more tickets, but they didn't do it. And they probably won't because they know, like, oh shit. Hey, I did the 10. Woo! Getting my tails, getting my boosts. So what I just did there, we all got to start doing. Getting our boosts. Ryu boosts are optional. Hey, there's a 300 experience. Let's go. Oh yeah, Sivion, it's up there. End is near. And let's not forget that next month EU is closing. The fear mongering will come. People are gonna be like, oh my god, they're closing down Onigiri servers. Well, I'm gonna enjoy this while the ride is here, but I'm not gonna pay anymore. There's definitely people that are gonna be like that. It's like, oh, if the MMO is at the end of its rope, I'm not gonna pay it anymore. It was fun, but fuck it. You know, that's gonna happen. And then it's like, oh, I can't buy these items anymore? Well, ugh. Yeah, and I have like 30 of these fragments. I want them to make it so we can buy more. Absolutely. But yeah, it is really dumb about the fragments thing. Absolutely. Shadow caverns. I already did all this. What do I do now? What do I do now? Ibaraki, sell me stuff. Yeah. I guess I gotta buy this defect. I have 97 tails. Holy shit. Cool. Guess I gotta get these Bandaids. Hell yeah. 4 Bandaids. That's $20 for the Bandaid. Wait, I can't say that anymore. Yeah, EU PS4 is closing. Maybe I should do Fire Gargoyle hard to be so I can get the recipe, so I can get my Fire or Nova. Well, Nova's only on Hell. Oh, this ticket here, you mean? Oh, you need banana for it. Premiums. Oh, the flare. How do I get these transcend? 20 tails? Fine. I don't think they'd ever drop PC because they have full control over that. Hi, Tomo. Give me that. Are we worried about prayer crystals? No. Oh my god, there's more. There's more boosts. Give me the experience boosts. Thank you. I need to farm more to get these drop boosts. And these Ryu boosts, I don't care. Ryu's Ryu, whatever. Oh. Still lots of farming to do. Who's selling some shit? Okay. It's Logan. Yeah. Yeah. Like, when PC gets affected, I assume it's going to be a universal change. That's why I'm saying this stuff's going to happen. And when it does, man, the people that don't watch me, the people that won't know in advance, they're going to be like a fucking mob. Like the people in the Rift. Well, I mean, they don't do anything anyway, so they won't really care, but... You're selling a Severance... Odachi for 90 OC? I don't know who's gonna buy a Severance, to be honest. 5 mil chests, let's go. Who needs Ryu boost? They just gave me like 10 mil. Let's go. Hell's Bibble. Woo. Like, what's next? You're gonna be able to... I'm surprised they never let us buy mill chests, to be honest. Saying the word stall and update together brings me back to before we had stalls. I don't want to stall the update. Yes, roll it. But I hear what you're saying. I mean, Sony's not in a good light either. Like, Sony's been censoring way too much, especially in the anime game thing. Exactly. They gave me 2 sets of 5 mil chests, okay? They gave me 2 of them. So I got 10 mil. Because they come in sets of 5, and I got 2 of them. Be that as it may. That's like the opposite of that comic. You know that comic where the dad like runs out of the house and the kid's like, "Hey dad, can I have like $20?" And he's like, $20? What did he need $10 for? He's like, what? And he's just like, it keeps changing panels and he's like, "Honey, can you believe it? He asked me for $5. Like, what the hell?" And he's like leaving the house, jumping out of the building. Like, who the hell do you think you are asking me for $2.50? God damn it! You think I can afford that? Like, fuck, that's a whole dollar. Like, oh, it's like that. You want to buy buttons? What do you mean you're asking me for a whole button? What? You just got 2 events from the button just now. You just got one button from logging it. Why do you want to buy buttons? Like, it'd be like that. That's a lot of experience tickets and some Bibles. Woohoo! Give us platinum bazaars to sell boosts. You went fuck. Yeah. Let players sell boosts. Let's go. We'll see how that goes. Who's gonna give up their boosts? Every alt ever. Holy gems, Batman. Every alt ever. That's right, guys. Whenever they let us sell boosts, you better get all your alts fucking ready. Who's trying to crash me? Ah! Trying to get crashed over here. Yeah. Time to start logging in and playing the game 6 more times to get more boosts for the eventual boost sale. I don't think that's gonna happen. Don't do that. Like, please. Don't do it just for boosts. But if you want to get your resonance, then yeah. Why they all love? Why is there so many level 3 theater installs? No one ever. What? Oh yeah, Lyra would just log in and crash. Yeah. Well, it happens to all of us. Air. But it's not looking good. Not looking good. Well, guys, I'm trying to read what's going on here. Could I mine delusions? Mine of delusions on hell? Is that a good dungeon to run? It's good if you... Mine of delusions is good if you need gems and stuff. See a shadow stream. Oh yeah, Lyra kept crashing, fighting the fish. What do I think is a good price to... I was just about to ask you guys if you guys had any questions. I'm enjoying this. What do I think is a good price to sell Neos and Nubatamas? If you want to make a sale, you sell them all for 100. Like if you want a guaranteed sale, you sell them for 100. Back in the day, I would buy them from... I would buy them fresh. Like if they were at min to 100, I would buy them right away. But when they're priced at like 120 plus, I draw a great pause in doing that. Ooh, 150. I wouldn't buy a 150. I wouldn't. Like, if you were trying to sell it to me, I wouldn't buy it for 150. And you just brought up the biggest fucking thing. So when trading first came out, I thought to myself, why am I going to buy this mag from someone for 150? Right? Why am I going to buy this mag from someone for whatever price when it's a mag I can get off the ground if I can just go and buy 3 boosts for less? Right? This is actually really important. That's a key mentality. Why would I buy this item from someone when I could just buy boosts for less and do it myself? If I am unable to buy the boosts myself to get items, then the sale of those items, the cost of those items, will only rise. And if we drop the price of those items, because now we can't just buy boost back, we can't just sell something for 100, make 40 OC profit, and then buy more boosts. And Skyrunning knows exactly what I'm talking about because he does this. Inflation. Exactly. And it's finite. Is it going to come down to, oh, I'm going to use my boosts to farm mags and sell them to get more OC, or I'm going to save my OC and my boosts for events that are going to need it, like the Yogg fish that's coming in a couple months. Viable eventually? No. They're already eventually. We're already there. Well, that's possible that Nubatamas and Neoteros would be a lot lower if people start going to 130. But I thought about this. I'm like, oh, what if I grinded Dew Creek to level up and I got mags? Well, I'm not going to be fucking popping a boost when I'm running Dew Creek. That's Crash City. At the moment, I'm not making this video at the moment. I'm making this video as a warning for tomorrow. You know. What's a good price for the day 10 Ryubo? Anywhere from 200 to 400. And if you get a buyer, barter with them. That's what I would do. If it's not smelted, I would put it up for like 400 something, 450 maybe. And if someone's interested in it, barter with them. At the end of the day, walk away with 300. You're cool. Like, it's cool. 300, sweet. The last day to buy was during the dungeon warding boost rewarding Kentucky Redux. You removed it right after the Kentucky reward up Redux. We gotta remember that. Being a noob is gonna be painful with the boosts when boosts gone. And that's the thing, like when Neos and Nubatamas, like I thought about running Dew Creek for experience and stuff, but I'm not going to use a drop boost, and I'm definitely not going to be looking at the floor for drops when I'm running experience, if I go there at all. You know, like it makes sense, oh, I should do Dew Creek, even though it's a higher chance of DC, I should go there so I can get mags while I run. And it's like, if I'm looking at every mag that drops while I'm running, I'm going to be wasting 30% of the time on my boost. And that means you have to run 30% longer. How much should you sell a Twin Blade Rhyme? No more than 150 because minimum's 99 and they're not that hard to make anymore. Yeah, if you're Eing, that's fine too. But then, are you boosting or are you just running it without drop boost? It's 80 OC for 3 buttons now. Yeah. Oh, you're trying to buy one. Oh. If I had one, I'd sell it for 99. You should put money in the game? Well, what level are you, Faded? No boost? Yeah, I guess, if you're running it that much. Daruma points and Disillusion? That's so long. I have so much shit to dissolve. Wow. That's really cool. But then when everyone starts doing it, you're 118? Yeah. I mean, we have a good OC campaign right now. Like you can get 2 premium tickets for $50, which is good. Really good. If you're going to buy OC at all, though, you only do it in the 500 OC category. Pretty much only ever buy 500 at a time. Don't buy 100. Don't buy 1,000. It's not worth it. But that's true. But yeah, it's a really good avenue to think about. Like, if boosts become more and more and more rare and you can't just buy them, then people that sell stuff can really inflate the prices because, well, I used my boost to get this. I'm not going to get any boost back until another event. Well, that means you're going to pay 200 for this mag. You're going to pay so much for these drops. You're going to pay. You know what I'm saying? But it makes perfect sense. It does. It's another actuality of it. If boosts become uncommon and we can't just use it at our freedom to just go farm a thing and sell it. Like, for me, I sell 105s. That's what I do. I sell a lot of 105 mags. That means for me, I'm going to go do an hour in Wara. And I'm going to get whatever mags I get. I'm going to make them and I'm going to sell them. But if these boosts start becoming a little more... harder to use, a little more rare. I mean, I haven't bought boosts in over a year. That's saying it lightly. I use the term very loosely. A rhyme twin? Okay, I'll see if I can get one. Boost, if I even have them on me, I'm pretty sure I do have them on me. I've got a bunch of the 400s from events. Drop boost got 20, all boost got 9. We can get all boosts with medals, boys. We can get all boosts with medals. We can get 10 a month. We're fucking saved. I think we can get all boosts with medals. I think. Fuck. Does someone in the chat know we can buy all boosts or not? It's true? Okay, that's it. That's fucking it. Yeah, we have enough medals. We're to farm fucking medals now for fucking all boosts. Fuck. They stopped giving us the 400% achievement boost for a few events now. All boost 400 for a month. Yeah, we gotta buy them every fucking month, boys. Every fucking month, boys. Fuck. Like, I got 80 drop and 51, like 200, 100. I don't have any 300s, I don't think. I have 30. I mean, that's still a lot of hours. 72, that's fucking 72 weeks. Jesus Christ. And I use those little bitches. So that's what it's coming to? We're gonna need to use our fucking medals to get boosts now? You get 10 a month? That's it? Holy shit, boys. How much do those cost? I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk going on Nagashima, but if I crash, I crash. And that's it. But I want to... We're fucking getting every answer here. But if... I'm gonna go look at how much those fucking things cost. Like, holy shit. Come on, Graybar. Come on. I believe in you. Oh my god. True. Reset. I mean, I'm not gonna buy... I mean, I should buy them now, but fuck. I'm gonna go look at how much they cost. This is like legit. Like, we're thinking of like... This is like prohibition of boost items and shit. It's not even buttons and stuff, but it's like, man, the feds are coming. They're coming for our boosts. What are we gonna do? We can't buy them anymore. We gotta grow our own. Oh no. I'm checking the price of all boosts. No, please. Oh, this is the wrong person. Sorry to bother. Wait a minute. Hold up, I'm bothering you. Give me this. Thank you. Okay, so apart from that, let's go talk to the red dude. The red king. Can we buy all boosts? There they are. Wait, what? 450 for what? How much is this? You're fucking off your rocker. And he only has 8? The number kept going down. What the fuck? He has 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, a Tempest recipe for a couple of boosty boys. A Tempest recipe is fucking... Huh? What's this up here? Oh, I sorted by own. I was like, what the fuck? Are there more? There's more boosts, boys. There's more boosts. It's literally the same price for fucking 10. Ah! 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 Ew. Ew. Yeah. So, San, we're gonna use energy every day to get some boosts because we gotta use boosts to get energy? Dream's dead. Oh my god. Like, fuck. Even as a last resort. Ew. Because I remember one time Eva didn't have boosts, and she didn't have OC to buy boosts, and we needed boosts for Yogg, and we used the all boost for metals to get the Akashic record pieces. Oh my god. Ew. I mean, I have more metals, but, like, ew. That's not the point. They cost so much. 400 metals. How many metals do you get a day? Okay, so let's say 5 blitz runs is like 30 metals a run. Let's just say it's 30 metals a run for blitz. So that's 150 metals. Plus, and that's 100 energy. It's a fucking 100 energy. And then you do Palace for like 20 to 30 metals a run. So that's 3. That's 60 metals. 60. That's 200 metals a day. That's 200 metals a day. And then multiply that by 30. So that's 6,000 metals a month. Am I calculating the fact that your max level? Are you calculating at my level? Well, metals don't matter based on your level. Do Odin? I will not do fucking Odin. Odin's a fucking 3 years of 300 SP walking up a hill, fucking finding some hobbits to bring the ring up there to fucking find an eagle, throw the ring into the fires of Odin just to fucking DC in room 4. Fuck that. No. Odin's stupid. Walking around with 200 SP like I'm some fucking using rank 5 skills and shit. I don't fucking think so. That's how what I think of Odin. I hate him. Holy fuck, dude. But yeah, Satan and Hades is fine. But fucking Odin. Jesus Christ. Nothing makes me more mad than only Odin. Nothing. Fuck that guy. I made a whole meme about Odin. Like, there's this picture of this pissed off guy with a SpongeBob shirt. Like, It's like when your friends want to do Oni mode and you do like Satan and then you do Tiamat, and then the next thing you know you're fucking in Odin with 300 SP and you can't fucking do anything. That's how I feel about Oni Odin. Jesus Christ. You do it once? No, you do it 3 fucking times. Fuck that. I mean, that's fine, but ugh, it's not worth it. And okay, so all this shit we gotta do to get medals, all this shit we gotta do with energy to get medals, to get boosts, and all this stuff. Like, there's not enough time in the day to do all that shit, dude. If you're doing a full-time job, 9 to 5, or, you know, anytime, 8 hours of your day, you only have 2 days in the weekend, is your whole weekend, you're gonna work every fucking day just on your weekend to farm all this fucking shit? Like, fuck. Fuck. And then when do you get to play? Never. Like, fuck. What are you selling, Akame? New Batama. Look at that. What is this? A Tempest. Huh. Decent grade. What, the grade is 8? 30, okay. New Batama. Reverence. That's a fucking lot of yellow. Pure. Fuck, dude. $1,600. What the fuck do you mean 170 if I'm leaving? I'm getting riled up. Look at this Lucky Star. I know you're in the chat, Lucky. It's okay. That's the Severance. It's the Severance he's selling for 90 OC. It's in channel 2. That's the hard thing about having us. Why are there stalls on channel 2? Who are you selling to? No one's here. No one's gonna see them. I can't get over that number of how many medals that cost. Okay, this stream has been an awesome stream despite the topics we're discussing. But it must come to a close soon. So, I mean, yeah, there is Bizarre List, yes. But, you're absolutely right. But I've bought more stuff because I saw it in front of me than I did to just go somewhere else. I guess. Or you say, hey, my name is Aurelia and I sell all of my stuff in Kaga. If you want to get my stuff, go to Kaga. And that's what you tell all your buyers. That's all you got to do. You don't. I mean, Onigashima is just smart because that's the marketplace of stuff. But you know what I'm saying, and you get it too. Like, I'm just saying, I'm just being argumentative because someone brought up Oni Odin, and I'm literally shaking. I'm so mad. I'm not shaking, but fuck Odin, fuck him. It's the worst shit in this whole game. That and Yomotsu Hirosaka, fuck that too. I'm gonna go run Yomotsu Hirosaka for 3 medals. The thing is, I don't go to Kaga, and then the problem with that is every day you log in, you gotta go put your stall in Kaga to then leave and go do stuff, and if you DC, you gotta go put your stall in Kaga. Like, that's the problem with that. But, so yeah, guys, productive stream. Really bad that this stuff is happening. Do you guys in the comments have any other, or you guys in the chat have any other points or anything you want to say about the topic before we conclude this productive stream? And it's 2 in the morning. I'm just trying to make my way back to Crunch Island so that tomorrow after work I can do my Crunch Island. No one has any comments. No one has any questions. I'm like that teacher in school when they're like, any questions, and no one raises their hand, and you're like, shit, I only did, my lesson plan didn't cover this far, fuck. And then you're like sweating. Holy fuck, man. Took a 3-year break from the game because it was impossible to get your text there. Yeah, that won't happen again. You'll get them. When do I get off work? I want to help support you, I guess, or see what I have to be. See what I have to be the best support. I get off work at like 10 o'clock my time, so that would be like 4 hours ago from right now. Well, it's as close as you can get to a mobile game on console, to be honest. But the thing is, Onigiri is actually a really good game to play. It's really fun, and when you understand it, it's very satisfying. Like, oh. I'm just trying to go to the... How do I go to Sea of Shadows? Exit, thank you. I'd be curious to know how much money Cyberstep's made with Onigiri. Because apparently it's their best grossing game, it's their best thing. Do bodies increase rewards? They do not. Rewards are completely independent of bodies. Rewards are only affected by the amount of revives you've used in the dungeon. So if you double S rank, you have a better chance of better rewards, and so on and so forth. So if you have an S rank, it's less than double S. You know, A, B, and then after B, they stop showing up. So rewards are completely independent of how many bodies are in a dungeon. But difficulty does affect rewards. Oh, sweet, dude. Well, absolutely, Triple. Absolutely. You know, they say in foreign countries, like I think I had a classmate from Korea do a presentation about Korea, and they said like a lot of Korean students just wish they could be a dog in an American's house, because the dog would have a better concept of English than they would, and they'd be able to go get a job with it or something. Like, it's just being around it. Like, you can pay for as much as you want, but just being around it is just, you learn so much. Some JP stock looking website, bunch of numbers. Oh. Is the Benkei... no. I think Dew Creek is way better for rabbits. For rabbit mags, I think Dew Creek is way better. However, if you have not got your fused recipe yet, for twin or for sword, or probably twin, I would run Benkei Factory over Dew Creek, because you have a chance to get both. But I find Dew Creek for rabbits way, way, way better. They need a real team for content, money, managing perhaps, some sponsors, and some real advertising. Well, they do partner up with the Vocaloids lately. That's probably some kind of sponsorship, partnership stuff. Like, if the Switch version would have been like really, really, really good and really profitable, they might have been able to do some like representation from Nintendo or something on it. Even if they got like some partnership with some old animes that are like OG, but they're like not too expensive to have cross promotions with, that'd be really cool too. Like something that's old but cool. I mean, they never really get Sailor Moon or something like that, but stuff like that would be fucking amazing. Anything at all that's a popular anime that's not just Vocaloid would just fucking drive the sales up. But if you had some like super like, I don't know, Yu Yu Hakusho fanboy, and they put in all the skills like finger gun and shadowy dragon stuff and things like that, and they put them into the game as skills, people are like, oh my fucking god, let's go. Yeah, Inuyasha, anything like that. Like, you wouldn't be able to get anything like Dragon Ball or Naruto, things where their licenses are currently ongoing and being used. Although there are some phone games that have crossovers with Attack on Titan that I saw. I don't even know if they're legit or not, but there's a phone game, I downloaded it, and it's an Attack on Titan summon. I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, shit like that draws people in. Absolutely. We have the Kotanoa sisters, and they don't do much. Oh, the girl there? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, onigiri is like indie as fuck. But it's also like really good. Like onigiri is like an amazing, it's really fun. It's like Dynasty Warriors Light, but it's an MMO. That's how I feel about it. I'm attacking the darkness for no reason. Oh my god, the darkness. I attack it. Absolutely though. I was reading his little thing about Susanoo. Frig, he looks weird straight on. The darkness. I'm breathing, don't worry. Alright guys, I think that's going to be the end of the stream. It is 2. I'm getting a bit tired, a little, not flustered, but I don't know. I wasn't really planning on streaming, but I was talking to San and he was talking about it. I'm like, oh man, I gotta talk about this. This is important. But I think it was a really productive video. 270 comments, 2.5 hours. People are gonna understand it if they watch it for like 10 minutes, so that's fine. But really great stream, really great video. Hopefully we'll find a workaround around all this stuff. It's 1 AM for you? Something Star or Zero Fantasy Star Online, you think? You're probably thinking of Fantasy Star Online. That's Fantasy Star Online's coming to PS4 soon, I think. You probably think of Fantasy Star. I think that's Korean. I think it could be Japanese, but I think it's Korean. I don't know. PSO. Hackdoll? Oh, Dat Hawk? Dot Hack? Hackdoll? I don't know. I do know a phone game's coming from the creator of Nier. What the fuck's that's called? I know what that's called. I don't know what it's called anymore. Shino Alice. Shino Alice is coming to the phones, but everything's coming to phones because everyone has a phone. Like that's the logic for it. But alright guys, that's gonna do it for this stream. I gotta go to bed soon, gotta finish up some stuff, and I will see you guys soon. You know, spread the news, tell your friends, tell them to buy boosts, get all your boosts, please do your events, get your buttons, get your band-aids, get your experience boosts, get your drop boosts, get all that stuff every day. Stock up now before the storm hits. Till you crash a dancing aura. I mean, that'd be cool. I don't have gifts and stuff like that, but it'd be really sweet. I just realized I'm wearing the same outfit as her and I had no idea. See ya guys. Peace out. Keep farming. And don't forget, even when you farm, redeem your achievements. Please. Stone baskets are important.